DQ Karting Series is back in action. It's night one of the Iredell County Fairgrounds, presented by SRI Performance. I'm down here at Casey Meyer, fresh off a top 10 finish, finished sixth in the road course. Got a lot of momentum coming behind you here in the DAS Series. You've run here before, correct?
Yes, I have.
What was that like? What do you expect tonight? I mean, I know this is kind of a different deal, and honestly, throughout the rest of the end of the season, it's going to be different for everybody as far as the racetrack configurations we run. You feel like you got enough backing behind you to handle that? And talk to me about your season so far and last week.
I mean, this season has definitely been my best season so far. First season was like a learning experience, trying to get the hang of it. Second season, I just tore all my stuff up. And then this season, I've actually been able to keep it in one piece. But I've been getting better. I've been able to carry more momentum around the track. And honestly, with the track tonight, I expect it to kind of be like last year, but at the same time not. Like, it's going to be slick, it's going to be rough, but overall it's probably going to be fun.
Do you like racing this racetrack? I know some people dread coming here, and then some people really like it. I know when I raced, I loved this place. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, actually I really do like to run this place. More than others for sure, but every time I come out here, I've had fun so far.
So we have another test coming up for the short track at Millbridge. That's going to be a whole nother ball of wax to open up. Is short track racing, you feel like, going to help you get higher up in the points, or you're happier with Big Millbridge?
To be honest, I'm not too sure, but I prefer the big track as well. But I think when it comes to the short track, I'd be able to handle it probably more than others.
What do you got to credit for your, number one, learning the experience, but there's a lot of people that help you too. I know your dad helps out a lot too. Who else do you have to thank for getting you to this point?
To be honest, I got to thank my dad. I got to thank my good buddy Chris Lawson. I got to thank Jet Racing for helping me out with some when it comes to like parts. I got to thank NGK for definitely the spark plugs. But yeah, that's about it.
Casey Meyer having a great season, looking to continue that trend before the end of the year. Guys, let's take a look at the remaining schedule for the DQ Karting Series season.
Oh boy, these are three big races, but the one I'm looking forward to the most, I think, is the short track, because people are going to be beating and banging. There's going to be a lot on the line. You know, that's a cutoff race. Everybody's going to be wanting to get in it for the final there. KPG night, Hoosier Fall final, another exciting race. That's the last one of the year. Everybody's going to put it all out there because they ain't got nothing to save. They got all winter to fix it. I'm really, really excited about the end of the year.
The short track is really revolutionary, and I think it's going to present itself to show, maybe a situation where there's an underdog leader who gets run off the track and the officials miss it, or all sorts of crazy scenarios in racing.
Down here at Raythees, a driver we don't ever really get to talk to, but it's good to talk to different people from time to time. In the USAC class, you've run pretty much every class you can think of. What attracted you to USAC besides the cage around your head?
Well, probably in the late 90s when I stopped running go-karts, I run a Champ Kart and it was fun. But then when this deal started, there wasn't Champ Karts. Well, then it took off, so I found it again. They're fun, and the cage over your head, January, I landed on my head down at Sugar Tit, and shoulder didn't feel too good for about a month, so figured at my age it's better get some seatbelts and make the wife happy.
Yeah, no doubt. And some arm guards too, right? Yeah. So you don't lose a hand. So you've run here at the fair a couple times, I'm sure. What is it about this racetrack and how it drives that you may like or dislike about it?
I like it because it's small and you have to drive it. It's not like Millbridge where you're wide open and momentum. It's a lot more fun. I just like it.
Now we have that short track test coming up. Then we're going to run the short track at Millbridge. That's going to mess the people up. So how do you feel like you're going to stack up when we start running that?
I don't know. Last year in the Predator, I was good here and not good at Millbridge. So hopefully that works out again today, that we're just good.
Were there a lot of setup changes between the two racetracks?
No, I just changed the gear. It's only the third time I run this thing, so we're just figuring it out.
Who do you have to thank, and who helps you on this thing to get you to the racetrack every week?
Yeah, thank J-Bob, my dad, my wife for letting me come. That's about it, really.
The Thies family, definitely popular from my neck of the woods and his neck of the woods. Yeah. Ray carrying on that legacy here tonight at the Iredell County Fair. D&Q feature wins. Robert Showalter at 26, Adam Welsh at 16, and this Hall of Fame career continues this legacy. And you see the drivers with the past wins there. A really good group of racers, and tonight he may be able to further that legacy. Let's go down to Brandon Wilkinson. Representing the Northeast is Brandon Wilkinson, all the way from Rhode Island. I'm a Long Island guy myself. Got the island connection going on. Northeast drivers, what? This is like going to Riverhead. You know what I'm saying? You're going from Thompson to Riverhead. Are you ready to do the things you got to do to run well here tonight?
Yeah, we'll see. I think it'll be a pretty interesting race. I think we just came out here to get some laps for tomorrow night because the big guys come out tomorrow night. So we'll see. I'm pretty excited to get to a different racetrack. We've sucked ass at Millbridge all year, so it'll be kind of a reset tonight. So we'll see what happens.
I was just talking to some of the guys around here. Now we've got a short track test coming up. Then we're going to run the short track again. So if you run good here, you may have a shot to run good later on.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Those are the three I was really looking forward to. It was the road course, which we missed, and then these next two races. So I think it'll be fun, a little bit different, a little bit more hard-nosed, and that's kind of more my style. So we'll see.
What do you got to thank that gets this thing to the racetrack, and who helps you on it?
Yeah, I mean, we're just a group of super late model people. You know, everybody at Wilson Motorsports, we all do this together for fun to kind of blow off some steam throughout the year. Everybody at Epic Media, they paid for the whole year, so can't do it without them. And obviously D&Q for having a fun series just makes it fun and lighthearted. So we just try to have some fun.
Brendan Wilkinson looking to have some fun tonight. Maybe a Kriegel fender, maybe not. We'll see how it goes. SRI Pole Award given to the fastest qualifier. It'll be Tyler Sandmeyer, who was on the juice. Failed the tire sample. He had a 12.747. Due to the invert, that'll put Zach Campolonia and Chris Bailey on the front row.
Didn't he just come back? Bobby Showtime and, Hack, Tyler Sandmeyer, Mike Connorino, road number 6.
Stephen Broyes, Stevie Johns. Looks like these guys' tires were legal. Curtis Markham, J.R. Norris.
Joe McDonald and Rib Shack will round out the field for the D&Q Net Positive Pool Services Cup Series, and this is a great series to get involved in.
If you're into that thing.
Let's take a look at the series information. 410 pounds clone engine. Next year that's going to change to a Ghost, and we have gear rules for the regular Millbridge track, not for the Iredell County Fair, so should make for a good night of racing. Here as we have the onboard camera, the KPG onboard camera with Stevie Johns, and Zach Campolonia has the other in-car camera.
Yeah, Zach Campolonia got the Kamala in-car camera as we go green here. Everybody headed towards the turn number 1 at the Iredell County Fairgrounds. The inside this year has a huge berm. That's unlike years past. Years past, you were able to get that left front in the grass, and that was actually more grip than this asphalt that is just absolutely covered in horse manure. Once we get these things going, whoa, we're in the manure already. Once we get these things ripping, watch for this track to slick off and get really dusty. The outside boards here, treacherous, especially in turn number 4.
Yeah, you do not want to hit one of those. I mean, it does not look very safe. This is not a safer barrier that these guys are racing up against here.
Yeah, now we watch drivers sliding around on this Iredell County Fair. You know, we only race on here a couple times a year, and that wall that you talked about sticks out a couple feet, and that is the L.J. McCleary wall, and we see him brand that thing a couple years ago. There's no doubt about that. He had to have destroyed a rear-clipped one for sure.
Yeah, you can see the wall there right at the start-finish line leaning over a little bit. That was where Rib Shack knocked it down last year, and we got to keep an eye on him. He's really a weapon, but this year it seems like he just doesn't have the speed that he did in years past. Right now we're watching the battle side by side for the 3rd spot. Really good racing here in the beginning. The track's really got some tack to it.
Yeah, I'm proud of these guys. They're showing a lot of respect, a lot of give and take. And we haven't torn anything up yet. We're like 5 laps in.
Keyword there is yet, and there is no doubt in my mind that we will see some of that as Tyler Sandmeyer up to 3rd, and we know he's on the juice, so you can pretty much discard that cart.
Yeah, you'd think if you were juicing as much as he is, he would be out farther than he is right now. I mean, it's almost like if he just would have remained legal, he might have been able to win the race. Instead, we're just going to shame him from here on out. Fresh off of a suspension, he paid his money, come on back to the Iredell County Fairgrounds, and gets kicked out one more time. So can't feel bad for him. If you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, once your tires get sent off to Wuhan once, I mean, Tech is undefeated. They're going to get you every time.
Yeah, I believe D&Q Series and COVID go hand in hand there, don't they? So we're watching the battle for the lead. He's going to go ahead and skate it away, but Showalter, the actual leader of the event, with Pastriak, Casey Pizza, some kind of Ukrainian, Russian last name in the second position, and he is able to hold off Showalter at the moment as we get our caution for no reason. Not sure what. Maybe it's the 5 to go. Not really sure. Didn't put the graphic in.
This is where it gets treacherous. Nobody wants to give anybody else an inch. It's really hard to pass here at the Iredell County Fairgrounds as we go green one more time in the Professor Klussworks restart zone. This is where side panels really get ripped off, left rears get jumped, and spindles go to the graveyard. Right now, pretty orderly. It's still pretty early in the night. Nobody's killed the cooler yet, so I'm hoping it's going to get a little bit more exciting here as the night goes on.
Well, fatigue's going to start setting in. This is a very physical race. We're really going to find out who spent the hours in the gym preparing for this race, as we have a big moment for last. Alex Kirk, the 51, get together. A lot of contact there. They gather it up.
Yeah, no doubt they're in the back of the field where we don't pay anything. Those guys are crashing all over each other. I believe both front tires were off the ground there. You talk about physical conditioning, too, in D&Q, and, people are stronger in other places, whether it be the bar or, smoking. You never know.
Who's Alex Kirk? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I didn't know he had a name.
Yeah, Alex Kirk is one of those guys.
Who's the guy wearing the dirt bike helmet back there?
That is Joe McDonald. He's doing it with the bubble goggles as well.
Oh. Yeah, you can usually pull those suckers over pretty easily, believe it or not.
It's a power move wearing the dirt bike helmet, though.
I gotta love the Iredell County Fair as we go on that Carroll Traction Trailer Repair corner cam. And one thing I want to point out, guys, is over the years that we've raced here, Bill, we've raced here for a long time as we watch Pastriak. There
Pastriak.
It is. As we watch him down the back stretch, we watch that washboard effect, and you'll see the front nose porpoising up and down. It's just like going across a washboard, and that's been there for years. And, man, that has not gone away.
Yeah, you can see the porpoising effect, especially on the splitters of these cars. They are fine-tuned in a wind tunnel, and once you get that natural frequency going, it can lift the front tires off the ground. So if you see some of these drivers make mistakes, we've got to pass for... Never mind. I think that was just Ribshap getting lapped. Yeah. Ukraine flags out for Rib Shack. We see Sandmeyer now really starting to stretch his legs as everybody else's tires wear off. That prep's coming in. He gets the 5 to go sign now. We're about to get our caution. Sandmeyer, you can see that nose porpoise up and down the backstretch. That is really treacherous and hard for these drivers to handle with these fine-tuned machines.
There it is, our Nitro Manufacturing 5 to go caution. Mandatory at all the D&Q events. We'll rack him back up here and see if anybody can beat Sandmeyer, who's even on the juice. So we'll see. We know he's not racing for the win here, as we're in the Professor Klussworks restart zone.
Oh, yeah. The gloves are off. You've already told her once. We're coming back to the green here. 5 big ones are up the fairground.
Pastriak there in second, trying to make the move on Sandmeyer. Can't quite do it. He's kicked sideways.
And look at this.
Crazy.
Yes, it's the pass for the lead now. I keep having to remind myself that there's a cheater leading, and we have to, call this as if second is the battle for the lead.
That is correct. Pastriak now in the lead, and he's going to get the 2 to go. Can Showalter make the move on him? We're about to find out.
Oh, my.
Yeah, there it is. Showalter going to the inside. The white flag is out for Sandmeyer. We know that he's on the juice. We're going to ignore it. Can Pastriak, Pastry, Swami, Samsonite, I was way off. Casey Pastriak in his first D&Q start will get the win.
Pastriak.
There it is.
Hooray.
Down here at Casey Patrazak, who made his DNQ debut tonight. Debut at the fair, not easy to do. And you run a lot of go-karts, finished second. Do you have any experience with this package at this racetrack, any of it?
I've done treads a few times, like 3 races last year, and that's it. So it's definitely a fun experience. It was good racing all the way around. It was fun.
What's different with this package and these group of racers? I mean, it's not big money stuff, right? We know you're probably used to running that. What was your experience through this whole thing?
I think it's really good because when the kart's not perfect, you can move around and make it work for sure. So it's definitely fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I'll definitely be back tomorrow.
He's going to take another shot at it tomorrow night. Maybe he'll get that win. One more spot better. Showalter down here giving Zach Campoloni all the technical support that he can give him. So you were pretty good. Sandmeyer just looked a little bit better, and then you got past there at the end, but not a bad night.
I was hoping to try the bottom there on that last restart, and it seemed like the top was the way to go because once you're in that back row and then the guys on the outside are rolling ready, you just kind of get stuck back in line there. But, yeah, we were good. Needed some more right side bite like Sandmeyer did. I mean, I don't know. If he passes the tire test, I would be very let's just say I don't think his tires are right. But anyways, he just had way more bite than me and the guy that finished second. Yeah, when you get drove by and then you get the bird flip to you. So
that's DNQ racing, isn't it? You get a little middle finger and get past, right?
Yeah. So, I've lost many in detection. Maybe we can win this one, but you'd have to. Yeah, I guess you have to throw a second out too. So. I don't know. It sucks can be. We came here last year, and we ran really good. I thought I came here with the right tire package, and I didn't have what he had.
Didn't have what he had, but we'll see later if he did. 1CT's Dash Series SRI Polo Award goes to Robert Showalter with a 13 flat. He will share the front row with Chris Lawson, who is back in the seat for more.
Row number 2, Joey Gase and Dennis Dean in the 69.
Casey Meyer, Dan Mrack.
In our next row, it's Stephen Towns' Alex Lacanada.
Row number 6, Brad Michalowski and somebody else.
Roger Diebold and Peyton Sinfer.
David Hutchins and Cameron Johnson.
Yeah.
Chris Schumann, row number last.
Here it is, 1CT's Dash Series 390 Stock Predator. Gear rules for different weight drivers. Small tires all the way around. A staple DNQ series here. And we have a tight battle for the championship, guys. Let's have a look at it.
Yeah, the competition's tough. The racing is always exciting. We look at our point standing here. The Amish running back Jonathan Stewart in control, but not by much. Zach Campoloni has been there all year. He's only like 20-something points behind. Dan Marak got a little bit more work to do. So really, this is a two-man race at this point, come down to the end of the year.
Well, and coming into this with the points being a factor, I believe these guys are going to pull out all the stops here. And, I think the gloves were off with 5 to go in the cup race. I think the gloves are off right at the drop of the green flag in this one.
Well, watch out. We've got a vampire and an Amish guy racing for the championship here in DNQ. And we know Jonathan Stewart probably brought his horse and buggy and actually probably parked the horses inside the track.
Yeah.
Doing it with no power tools.
Oh, yeah.
So on board with Brad Michalowski.
Yeah, it doesn't have a cart stand, but the horses this cart sits on is beautiful.
No doubt.
Yeah, he actually handcrafted the outside wall of the Iredell County Fairgrounds.
So we're watching this race. Chris Lawson in the front with Robert Showalter all over his tail. We know Lawson, very talented driver here, driving for Jonathan Stewart here tonight. And Showalter driving for Campoloni using that sub-drivers.
Yeah, it's smart.
Well, it's all about having depth on the bench when you start your D&Q team. It's not just a one-man operation, right? There's a lot of moving pieces and parts that go into these operations, and we're seeing it on the display right here.
No doubt, just playing it smart as we go on board here at the in-car camera with Alex LaCanada, who has just smashed her off the wall, I believe, not too long ago, and
Yeah, God, poor LJ McCleary must have tore up 3 or 4 chassis at this place over the years. I mean, that turn 4 wall will eat up a right rear rail in a heartbeat. If you get a little bit sideways back that sucker in, it's pretty much a done deal. That thing's junk. You're a double wrecker out of here. But right now we're on board the Kinder Performance Group in-car camera. We're watching a heck of a battle in front of us. I have no idea what spot that's for, but we're starting to see 2 lines form here. The outside line still got some grip, got some momentum. Inside line, we see a little front bumper there, getting the 935 out of the way. The inside line's got some grip initially. You can pound it on in there, but you're going to pay for it on the backside.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. And look at that. He packed a little air right there on the spoiler and got him loose coming out of turn number 2.
I think you're going to pay for it either way, no doubt. Yeah, we know those two have raced each other hard, and, Alex painted his cart blue so he could get some Ukrainian aid, and we all know that's helpful for him in his program.
Is it true all ticket sales went to Ukraine? I heard a rumor.
They all went to the fair because they were just bending us over. So, that's part of it.
Ooh, God! Put a slide job like a. That was a slide job like a Diddy freak off right there. That was aggressive.
Yeah, he definitely slid in the baby oil.
Just
didn't
oiled him up.
Alex LaCanada in that Ukraine supplied machine, making the pass on the 15.
LaCanada hanging the elbow out the window like a trucker about to cook spaghetti on a 95-degree Indianapolis day. That thing looking good.
Oh, my gosh. The truck driver's cooking, that's another subject. It's 95 degrees. I'm going to make chili. You want burnt to hell hot dogs? Yeah, I got them. I got some meatballs that were sitting in jelly, and they've been in the crock pot for hours. You can eat those, too, while you're at it.
They had nothing else to do, I don't think.
Yeah. How did that start? I mean, I guess that's how it started, right?
Yeah. Here's some fish that was on sale. It's been sitting in this soup all day.
Yeah, the truck driver thing kills me. I just don't understand how that started or where it got to that point, but, Here we are. We're watching Chris Lawson in that beautiful 36 machine make his way to that Nitro 5 to go and getting ready to throw it out.
A respectful race so far, guys. I mean, I'm kind of shocked.
As you should be.
No doubt. Oh, there it is.
Oh, there we go.
There it is. Yes. There it is. It never fails, right? They just get a lap car right in the way.
Oh, man.
We're in the Professor Clutchworks restart zone. Joey Gase took the bottom. Interesting strategy there. We'll see if it plays out for him. And Alex LaCanada on that second row back is not afraid to throw somebody into the wolves. So let's see what happens here in this restart.
Not at all. Whether that's lack of talent or just absolute aggression. He's looking 3 wide right now for the lead. LaCanada trying to jam it in there. He's going to go to the top spot. 3rd to 1st in one corner. It's time to go. LaCanada always runs good here at the Fairgrounds. Don't look now. He's got someone to his inside.
Hell of a battle brewing here as we're on board. The Kinder Performance Cam, middle of 3 wide back here. It's just an absolute hornet's nest back here in the middle of the pack.
No doubt. We said it was clean, but here we are back in the Dash Series. They're getting after it, no doubt.
Oh, God.
Wow. Impressive.
Yeah, that's scarier than a West Virginia literacy rate. We're coming down to 1 lap to go, 2 laps to go right now.
Alex LaCanada just trying to squeeze Joey Gase. Here's the battle for the lead, though.
battle right now. Showtime trying to jam it in there, trying to make something of these last few laps.
There it is, the 5 to go. I swear I must have messed up somewhere. I could have swore he had his hand out.
Yeah, no.
There it
He
is.
just waved 5. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. 5 to go caution by Nitro.
Well, it makes that wreck earlier look even dumber.
Professor Clutch Truck's restart zone. We're going to see what happens here as green flag is out. We'll see if Meyer can hold the lead away from
If there's
Lawson.
a place to do it, I mean, this is the wild card. Well, we got another wild card next week at the short track. Never mind, but this is definitely a traditional wild card race here in the DNQ series as front run. Oh, we got one around.
Brad Michalowski going for a spin off of 3 and 4. That's going to bring out the caution. He had a KBG in-car camera, so let's see what happened to him and check out the instant replay.
Hung up like a dog in heat.
Yeah. Oh, and he got shipped UPS there going into 3 and 4 for sure.
Was that a Grundle cooler I saw in that car?
I believe they use it for the clutch, which is actually a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
Helps them on their restarts. Brandon Wilkinson goes into horse manure as we go green.
Making a beeline for the infield there.
Back green, here we go. Only a few laps left. Casey Meyer in the front of this field with Chris Lawson and Alex Lacanata finally getting used up for once.
Yeah, he's dropping like a rock. I think he used the tires up as they're 4 wide into turn 1. Someone down in the cow shit, and they're actually gonna make it work.
They went from 4 wide to 3 wide, and it's stuck here in turn number 4. First time in history. It's still a mess back there. Looking like a Diddy freak off. Lacanata somehow coming out of there in the middle without a charge.
White flag, one more lap to go here for Chris Lawson. They're spinning. We're not going to throw the caution. As Lawson comes off of turn 4 for Jonathan Stewart, he's going to take the W here in the dash race. Down here at Chris Lawson in 1ZT's Dash Series victory lane. You get the win, you get the Ferris wheel. It's a pretty badass trophy made by Nitro Manufacturing. Dude, you almost lost this race. I thought Meyer was going to steal it from you on that restart, and you're able to get it back in a pretty awful domestic violence event back there on the backstretch.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm glad I didn't go over the fence over here into 1 on that restart before, but yeah, it was cool. I mean, it's what it's about, right? It's supposed to be rough. It's not supposed to be easy. It ain't no fun if it's not. So, yeah, it was good, man. His car was definitely better. I just definitely snookered him on the restart a little bit and made it happen. But yeah, he definitely had a faster car than me. When he got in front of me, it was over. So glad we got that other caution.
It's good for Jonathan Stewart, too. You're running for points for him, and we know Showalter's running for Zach. I mean, this is a battle between these two guys, and it's pretty nice to fill in and at least win for him.
Yeah, absolutely. So he called me, and he's like, hey, man, are you running tonight? I'm like, yeah. He's like, hey, you mind? I'd like to have your points. I'm like, whew, might be not very good. So it's been a while, but yeah, so hopefully this helps him get a little boost.
Yeah, talk about the atmosphere. We had a sold-out crowd and a lot of people here at the fair. It's a fun race to win and run in.
Yeah, this is this and the road course are my two favorites. So I couldn't make the road course, so I was definitely making this one. But yeah, absolutely, this is awesome, man. This track's rough and it's still fun.
Chris Lawson, you were tonight in the 1ZT's Dash Series feature.
Yeah,
we've heard of the commentators curse. I think we make drivers better as commentators because I talked to Todd Chafee and he won the race last week. We talked to you before the race. And you have a solid night. I mean, had a shot to win it. I saw Lasagna roughed you up a little bit. You roughed him back up, which was good to see for once. Finally, he got messed up a little bit. Talk about this finish tonight, man, and what the racetrack was like out there.
Man, the racetrack itself was it was a bit rough, like going around the backstretch, and then it was a little slick going in the corners. But overall, man, it was good. It was good tonight. And then just that whole race, I thought I would got it, but then that last caution, it just didn't click right away. And then I felt like if I would have clicked, I probably would have got the win. So, but at first ever top 3, it feels really good.
Where were you making up time on everybody? Because it seemed like you were a little bit better than everybody, but I couldn't really tell where.
Honestly, where I was making up time was his first corner after the start finish, and then a little halfway down the backstretch, but that was about it. I would lose time going in the next corner, but I'd make up all that time coming down the straightaway and going in the first corner.
Casey Meyer, second place finisher tonight in the 1ZT's Dash Series feature.
Hey, can you interview him next race?
I feel like I'm down here talking to Mike Stefanik after the battle at the beach, where he's just sitting there all pissed off and he says, this is bullshit. I feel like that's what I'm getting out of you tonight. Top 3, pretty good night, but, just Running for Zach for points here. He needed some help. Got all kinds of shit going on down here at Showalter Motorsports. Talk about your Dash Series feature.
I thought we had it on that last restart, and then the caution came out, and then the last restart, the bottom got bottled up, and Lawson beat him to the line. So, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, all in all, a good night. But yeah, I thought we had him, and the caution came out. We had to go back to third again, and then I monster trucked over a lap traffic driving in the middle of the groove. So. Last year the fair was pretty good to us. This year is just, this is what we're going to give you.
Somebody get this body a cigarette and a Gatorade, because I'm pretty sure it's worn out after that race.
Like Bush Lights, I think.
Yeah, same thing for Showalter. Let's get him one too while we're at it. KPG USAC Series, the SRI Polaroid goes to Todd Chafee with a 12.76. He will share the front row with Richard Tournier, Mobac.
Mobac looking for a better run than he'd had at the inner course. Stephen Broy and Stephen Tautuja is row number 2.
Tim Erickson, Anthony Kidwell make up row number 3.
Chris Lawson doing double duty, just won the last race, and John Kidwell.
Row number 9, John Zell and Ray Thies.
And then Jay...
Pray for Ukraine.
There's letters that shouldn't be next to each other. That's a trend we should start, and I think C and Z are one of those.
Definitely a Ukrainian refugee who ran out the field there.
Bryce, we should just give him the lead. Give him the win. None of these other guys worked hard for this. Let's just,
KPG Series 425 clone. That'll change over to the Ghost next year.
Right.
And a lot of aero tricks. A lot of really good racers here. A lot of respectable racers. Got that open right front tire. And pretty excited to see what happens with this class. It's always been growing, and excited to kick them off here at the fair.
Yeah, very DNQ, but that's what we are here.
We'll be on board with Stephen Broy as we get to watch him work as an athlete inside the KPG in-cart camera for tonight's event.
Yeah, I'm not sure he can see over the steering wheel there. Let's see if that plays into anything, as if he makes any mistakes. Here we go. We're green for the USAC race here at the Iredell County Fairgrounds.
Oh, and already we see these guys staggered 2 and 3 wide throughout this field.
Oh.
And we've got a lot of contact through 3 and 4 that time. These guys are wasting no time.
Massive pounding on the backside of each cart there in front of him, conga line.
Yeah, Waffle Belly Cam down the backstretch. Everybody's still pretty orderly right now in the beginning of the race. Oh, we got one a little bit sideways. That's Kyle Larson in the 57. Back going down the backstretch, Stephen Tautuja is looking for a better run than he just had in the flat cart. USAC cart here, yeah, he's been pretty good. He's up there in the points. He's had a good season. Been a little hit and miss throughout the middle of the year, but overall, really solid run, and he's looking to gain some points here at the Fairgrounds.
On board with Stephen Broy as we're watching him in the left side. Watch him navigate and twitch the wheel and sling that thing left and turning right a ton off the corner. But these guys are athletes like we talked about earlier, and we're watching Steve Broy in his office get it done.
Oh, absolutely. And you can see just how much speed they're carrying around this track and the toll that's going to take on these drivers. When will one of these guys snap and just go absolutely insane?
It won't be very long. Usually we wait till the 5 to go caution to do that, but you never know. And there's all kinds of different characters in this field, so it'd be pretty interesting to see what happens when one finally does. We watch Talges leading Mobac.
Yeah, well, he's used to like a 9-second play, so whenever he's got to run more laps like this, is we got a yella out. Can't really tell.
Now, most of the time in these videos, when the caution comes out, and this is when the Professor Clutchers restart on, we don't even show it if it's a lazy spin. We could care less. So that's why it's not worth watching.
Yeah. Anyway, back to Tauges' 9-second plays. His old lady's normally out here running too. We haven't seen her in a while, so I wonder if the family business, as we see Mobac looking to the inside there, trying to put Tauges, put a little shot in his shorts.
Yeah, we have not seen Desi run hit a couple weeks, but hopefully she gets back out here or they bring their cart out, and we know that there's a bunch of racers that'd love to drive that thing.
Well, the shape of these things, it obstructs your view. You're not exactly sure what's ahead of you. The aero effects, as we've talked about a lot so far tonight. All of these things are going to play factors into how these guys set up the pass.
Yeah, what I want to point out here is the USAC series is pretty much open aero rules here. No sharp edges as we see Moback peek underneath, trying to get that thing inside of Towges, but can't quite keep a big run down the backstretch. Able to pinch it off, but not enough heat to keep it going. The aero rules here in the DNQ series are, whoa, oh,
wow, they get into it. Stephen Broy is wrecked down the backstretch, and that's going to bring out our caution. Broy just having a tough night here. He's had a couple spills in the fair in the past. He went for a flip one time, and he might be done.
Yeah.
Just out there on an island all by himself.
Hopefully our director is good enough to replay this on board.
Oh, he's getting out.
Yeah, done for the night.
Oh, no.
Let's take a look at the replay, see what happened.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh! Steering wheel went out of his hands, but the D&Q safety initiatives kept him safe.
You could see that
absolutely
that 4-inch roof rail on the right side kept that car on the ground.
No doubt. Right there. You just see it kick in. Kept him safe for sure. Tough night for Stephen Broy. He'll be out of the event as we're in the Professor Clutchworks restart zone, and we are whittling these things down to nothing. A lot of mechanical failures here tonight, which is pretty interesting.
Well, I've been trying all night, Bob. Douch is somehow able to hang on to the lead. He's getting the left rear and right rear beat off that cart. I mean, I wish my old lady would beat me off as hard as they're pounding on him. Towges right now keeping a big run down the backstretch. Moback looking to put the house cart in victory lane here. Thanks again to Jeremy and Ashley for getting this track once again, one more year in perfect condition.
Yeah, Jeremy and Ashley do a great job.
Is it really the last?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we are definitely done. Yeah, it just cost us too much money.
Well, yeah, because you give all the money to Ukraine.
Ukraine siphons off about 90% of the money. By the time we're done, it actually costs us
Israel?
more.
Don't forget that.
Them too. I mean, we got to give it out to everybody. And unfortunately, by the time the whole weekend's over, you don't make any money.
2-car breakaway up here at the front. Producer yelling in our ear as stock is plummeting here in DNQ.
Back on the Carroll Tractor Trailer Repair corner camera, watching these guys get after it. I want to thank them for their sponsorship as Moback to the back bumper of that Stephen Towges machine with Todd Chafee watching there in third.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to bite the pillow down here for the last remaining laps of this one as you see 10 laps to go, and this is where the men are separated from the boys.
Yeah, we're watching Moback trying to do that apex to get underneath him. Can he give him a bump and get underneath? He's trying to do the bump and run.
Yeah, he's
can't
got a
get
lot
it.
of laps around this place no matter what. You got to think, is he smart enough? Oh, he's in the cow shed.
Oh, no. Not sure what happened there, but it looks like Moback got him.
And that put them both back to like 5th or 6th, so they're going to have a lot of work to do to get back up there. Who has Cole Custard the lead?
Todd Chafee has Cole Custard that lead.
Oh!
And he is now in cruise mode.
Unbelievable stuff we saw there. Those guys, now they're going to have to worry about cleaning their tires, but we've got a hell of a battle brewing up here now for what is the lead.
No, the Kidwells battling each other for second, actually, as Chafee's in the lead.
Never mind.
Chafee in the lead. We have about 5 laps to go. And I've gotten that wrong.
Yeah, all the words were in there. You're still working on your English. Yeah.
They don't pay for the order.
There it is. Nitro 5 to go. Nitro 5 to go, caution. That'll put us in the Professor Clutchworks restart zone, and once again, we are seeing a smaller field because people have taken themselves out. So we'll see what happens here on this restart.
I was about to say, what the hell happened to the rest of the field? Todd Chafee in the lead right
Dropping
now.
like flies.
Fastest tire man in DNQ.
But he's really, I mean, he's showing them how it's done right now as all these guys continue to race the hell out of each other. 3 wide down into 3. Lot of contact here. Oh, this one ain't over.
No, he worked him up the racetrack there a little bit. And, man, Talges and Moback just getting after it, hitting each other up the racetrack. But as that's going on, Todd Chafee in the lead.
Yeah, he's going to work up, mount 13 sets of tire with that dick all hanging out, swinging it around in the garage next week, trying to show all them other boys what's up. He's got one more to go, but all eyes are on Dickie Tournier trying to get back on the podium.
No doubt we all think about points for this series as a white flag is out for Todd Chafee. And coming off a 4, he is going to take the victory here at the Iredell County Fair, and that'll round out night number 1. Todd Chafee, his second win in a row. This is, I don't know what's going on, but you must have found something at the road course that translated to everything else, because this is a big win for you guys in this whole program.
Yeah, I've always said that at Millbridge on the big track, if you miss it by half a pound of air, you're running 5th. So with tracks like this where the driver's a little more important, I feel like I got a little better shot at making up for maybe a little bit of lack of setup.
We saw Talges and Moback really battle it out, and you're just riding back there, and then all of a sudden the seas part, and then you're able to get this amazing 1-2-3 for KPG. Is a big night for you guys.
Yeah, you could see it coming. Talges was throwing some pretty good chops on him, and I knew that at some point Moback was going to get tired of it.
So, I mean, who do you got to thank for this thing? Obviously a big win for you guys, big win for you personally, and we know points. I mean, this does nothing but help.
Better late than never, right? Proline Striping, the Arlington at 501, Tailored Insurance, One Stop Auto, KPG, my parents, Royce.
Hey, we got a short track we're building at Millbridge, so this might be a big deal for you to win this race and use that going forward, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. I've always said that for go-karts, the outside of the track should be the inside berm.
Todd Chafee, he did it tonight for KPG. Big win for these guys at the Iredell County Fair. There's John Kidwell down here, subbing for Jamie Curtis. P2 finish, the best finish he's ever going to have on paper. Did KPG figure something out tonight? What can you credit this thing to?
Well, I mean, I got to thank John Kinder for sure. Todd had this thing hooked up Saturday when he came out here. It was a good test. We were racing Max and stuff, but he had a good test and he figured some shit out, and it seemed to work for him tonight. I know the top 2 were really just checked out. So, me, Anthony, and Kinder, well, should I say Kinder, he threw the kitchen sink at it like we always do, and it seemed to help it definitely in the main. We're still missing that drive off, but I thought we were gonna have a chance at Todd there on the outside when he gave up the inside or the outside. So we just got fucking jacked up on that start and killed my fucking momentum. But all in all, I'll take it. Started 7th, finished 2nd. So just good points tonight for Jamie, and hope he's feeling better by the next race. And let's keep rolling. Like I said, thanks Cody Bartlett Power, KPG, Katana was good tonight. Just got to fine-tune some things and get back at it.
Good to see John Kidwell back in the series, racing again for KBG. Now the other half of the Kidwell family, Anthony Kidwell, a solid 3rd place finish. We don't know that. I mean, that's all dependent on who's saying that, right? You know? Like I said, I guess you guys figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's our first time here with the new buggy, so we just kind of tweaked and played and just let the driver figure it out. So we picked up speed all day long. We unloaded all right, but just needed some laps, really.
Yeah, talk about this racetrack. I mean, it's fun to come here once a year, but I'm sure it's you get a little nervous when you unload your car here, don't you?
Yeah, because the track's not ran all year except once, so you don't expect it to bite up and stay smooth. It's a driver's racetrack, and that's what makes it fun. You got to drive it. You can't just go out there, mash the gas, turn left, and smile. You actually got to wheel it here. So it does it takes it out of the basic go fast, turn left, and makes you earn it. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely a technical racetrack. Anthony Kidwell here, a good night. This is the end night 1, and we'll be back for night 2 tomorrow night. Are you coming back or no?
I'm going to try to get the Predator ready and see. I'll let you know tomorrow about this time.
Sounds like a deal. He's in. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, that'll conclude night number 1 at the Iredell County Fair. We'll be back tomorrow with the Iredell County Fair night number 2 presented by SRI Performance. Welcome back to night number 2 for the SRI Performance Iredell County Fair race. Well, it's an official win on paper. Damian Jenks, the winner of the road course race. Now, got it in the tech shed, but it still has to feel good to get the win from that race.
Yeah, it's my first DNQ win, so that feels good. Hate that I had to get it that way, but we'll still try and get it done on the track. Getting a win at the road course, though, is a good feeling because I usually had that one circled. I've ran there pretty well before, even in the lighter class, so it feels good to win on the road course.
Yeah, does it make sense that you won in the tech shed? Like, I feel like some of the guys, were questionable how they've been running lately. Do you feel like now you actually have a chance that the playing field's been leveled out a little bit more?
I don't know if there's so much questionable. I know they put in a lot of time on their setup and stuff for that race. I missed a little bit on gear in the main, so I wasn't too surprised to get beat like that. But I know my stuff's close now, so we'll keep trucking along.
I know you've run here in the past, correct? So what to expect. Might get a little rough tonight. Are you ready to put the bumper to some people?
It's DNQ. It always gets rough, so always prepared for that. I hate to be the one doing that, so I'll try to keep my nose as clean as I can, but if things happen, they happen.
No doubt last night we saw it in the DAS Series feature. These guys will use each other up, and this thing right here is going to get a workout. The drivers trying to get their stuff back together from last night's race to go again tonight. Let's go down and talk to Ronnie Osborne. Well, the Nowhere.us Busch Series has something very special going on besides being at the fair tonight. We have the in-season tournament, and Ronnie Osborne, you have been the Cinderella story. You're about 12th or 13th ranked, and you've made it all the way to the semifinals from the road course to all these races. What happened, and who's been helping you out?
It was a really struggle start to the season, just was struggling to make it out of the B mains, and I was surprised. I was even eligible for a tournament, to be honest. And luckily, as the tournament started, I got help from Joey Gase and all his guys. So they've been able to help me and get some speed out of his kart, and we finally got it at the right time.
Yeah, so now I think you're racing head-to-head with Patrick Brody or Jeremy Morris. I'd have to look it up. Do you know who he's racing against?
I think Jeremy, because I had Patrick last week.
Yeah, that's right. So, tough guy to beat, man. He's pretty fast. Now, you can win in the tech shed, too. Have you ever raced here at the fair before?
No, I haven't raced here yet, so it should be a fun time. Hopefully, going to take some notes that Joey gave me from last night and hope to use them.
Ronnie Osborne is a Cinderella story. We'll see if he can take that to the finals, which will be at the next race. I should really do my homework before I go. All the drivers checking their weight, and we're going to talk to a guy who likes to check everything on these carts, Mike Robinson. Well, I'm down here in the makeshift tech shed for the Iredell County Fair. I'm here with Mike Robinson, probably the least popular guy after the race is over. Mike, you do tech for us here at DNQ. Probably one of the toughest things to pass. It's actually harder to win on the race or in here than it is on the racetrack. We've seen some stuff recently. I know it's a tough job. I mean, you got a lot of experience. You worked for Robert Yates back in the day. You've seen about thousands of these. Talk about how you hold everybody accountable here in the tech shed.
Well, I try to make sure everybody is fair and legal because I want everybody to be equal. And a lot of times that doesn't happen, but that way we have to keep it that way because that's what makes our sport grow, especially this series here.
Yeah, Mike's a big part of making the DNQ series grow, and he has thrown a lot of people out in tech. Not a bad thing, though, for Mike. He knows what he's doing, and he knows what he's seen in the past and the present and future. So I want to thank Mike for his contribution to the series and for helping us out all the time.
Thank y'all.
The most loved and hated man at the same time that rides is Mike Robinson. That's right. That's correct. National Anthem going on, and we're getting ready to start the Pro Cup Series feature. So let's check it out. The SRI Pole Award will go to Damian Jenks with a 13.797. He'll be on the front row with Dustin Dunn.
Yeah, absolutely smoked him last week. Jamie Edwards and Touch Me Tease Me, row number 2. Looks like he shared some notes with Dustin Dunn.
James Loveland, Joe Henning making up row 3.
Rib Shack and Scooter. Jamie Edwards in the next row.
Casey Heschel and Ricky Fisher, row number next.
Tim Cryer and Eric Yost making up, I lost count, whatever row this is.
It doesn't really matter. Richard Dixon and DJ Powell.
And Bobby Hellbrun in the 420, blazing up last.
425 for the driver and Stock Predators. Moonhead, how do you feel about this series?
Well, you know, it's the most prestigious series. I'd say it's the toughest series. A lot of fierce competition out there, and it really takes a man to get it done out here.
That's why you no longer race in it. We go on board with Dustin Dunn starting on the pole.
Oh, man. Just the shit talking here is amazing. Damian Jenks chose the outside, which is kind of different for the Iredell County Fair. Not sure why I did that as we go green.
Why would you choose the top?
Yeah, what a terrible decision as he has plummeted to the 8th position in one turn.
You know, that
you ever heard the
some bad
expression,
data there.
"Can't fix
Some bad
stupid"?
restart data.
Yeah.
No,
that's him.
absolutely not. And, you know, you got to love this Pro Cup series. The heavier gentlemen, as we talked about in Moonhead, you said, very competitive. But the racing's very good as we watch Dustin Dunn lead this thing.
Are we weighing these drivers? Because I've seen some skinny guys. I'm going to be honest. I've seen some skinny guys. I want proof.
Yeah, there's no doubt that there are guys that tote the line, but it's 200 pounds with the equipment. And as they're 3 wide there. And, yeah, we've talked about putting a scale down in victory lane and weighing some of them.
Okay. That makes sense. Fine. I was just wondering, you know, I like getting the answers here as we've got a plethora of cameras for your viewing pleasure here. I mean, just pick a battle and watch it.
Yeah, excitement all around the track here in the grandstands. Also at the fairgrounds. You know, some of these rides look a lot like some of these go-karts. Sketchy as fuck, like a midnight ballot count. So we're back to the action here, looking through turns number 3 and 4, the most treacherous part. Oh, we got one off the safer
riding the rim. Jimmy Jingles riding the rim there in the CTTR corner camera, getting all of our action here tonight, and battles all over the place. Very good night here for racing.
He's doing a phenomenal job up here tonight. As more of these guys falling in line back here. You know, we saw Edwards get into the wall, and I think these guys are realizing it's a long race. And just as I say that, Cryer down to the inside of Kirk. Kirk's having issues through 3 and 4.
More than one, that's for sure.
It looks like he's got a case of driver fatigue happening already. You know, he's started up front, kinda, and he's working his way to the back. Maybe he should have laid off that funnel cake before the start of this race. He's pounding the bottom right now. Maybe he's just looking for a draft. Let these guys sort themselves out as they go 3 wide. Oh, God, now he's in the cow shit. Rib Shack, yeah, gets it back on track, but not before incident.
No, and he ran last night, so might be a little fatigued. May have a little bit of taco neck going on as Dustin Dunn is leading this field. Good run for Teasley as well.
Absolutely. I mean, we're working our asses off out here. It may not look like it at times, but it really takes a toll on these drivers.
No, I mean, when you're talking about 25 Gs, I mean, just strap a lead vest on your chest and go out there and run, and that's what these guys are doing.
Yeah, we can see right now, whoever's in that 22 looks like he's been up in the fluff. That's the signature dirt right on the nose of that go-kart. You know, aero's a big deal here in DNQ. Once you get that nose packed full of dirt like that, the air's no longer laminar. It trips the turbulent. No, we got some turbulence out of turn number 2. We're hung up like your old lady on my junk, and we're back to Dustin Dunn.
Damian Jenks has snuck his way in there, and look at this. Jenks battling for the lead as we go on board with him.
Oh, and we've got lap traffic that's going to be a factor here. Dunn, he's not going to waste any time. You see, he's laying the bumper there. And I don't know if I saw the Ukraine flag there, guys. I think they're going to let this one play out. They're battling for position in front of Dunn. He's done. He's fed up. He's going to look to the inside. He slides up. Oh, he's mad. I believe he threw his arm up there. And we'll see. Oh, yeah, he's going to use him up here. I've had that same thing done to me by Dustin, and I deserved it. I mean, he was madder than a midget with a yo-yo going down into one, and he accomplished what needed to be done right there.
The best part is I think Cryer is his teammate, and his teammate held him up for a while there, so he didn't do him any favors, as that's allowed Teasley to creep in.
How many Young's Motorsports teammates are there? Are they like the Rick Ware, got 4 or 5 cars out here?
He works at Helmar now with Stuart Friesen.
Oh, poor guy.
So that's a big group of people, too. And, there's times where you bring people to the racetrack to help you out, and they end up hurting you more than helping you, as Rib Shack going about a lap down here.
Yeah, hopefully Rib Shack's got a spotter letting them know leaders are coming, to your inside right there as we see Dustin Dunn go by. Rib Shack getting a little bit sideways. Rear axle's on the edge of grip always, so any touch right there is going to upset that go-kart.
Yeah, maybe you learned something running the top there a little bit as he is working with Teasley and, doing what you got to do.
No doubt. Excitement all the way through this field. The crowd's going wild. I even saw some of the fair workers walking down here, one of which was being escorted by police. So all sorts of folks coming to watch the D&Q Pro Cup Series do battle here.
No doubt, and fair worker, DNQ driver, it doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter as Dustin Dunn leads this field.
One thing to keep your eye on here is the condition of the racetrack as the laps wind down. The more laps we get on it, the classes, the heavier boys right now on it, you see on the front stretch there, it's starting to come up a little bit. So watch for the holes in 1 and 2. That's going to add a little bit more difficulty to the racetrack that is already tricky.
Got the 5 to go, and there it is. The Nitro 5 to go. Caution is out. We're going to re-rack them up, and we're going to see what happens here because could be some domestic street violence, some fist fighting. I mean, that would be no different than we've ever seen in the fair before as we're in the Professor Clutchwork restart zone.
Yeah, normally this racetrack is drier than Nancy Pelosi, but right now, we're around. We're around.
Teasley's got an issue. Loveland. James Loveland around. Ricky Fisher involved. Cryer and Dixon skate away from that thing, and that's going to bring out our caution. Let's have a look at this again. Teasley has an issue, and then all of a sudden, Casey Heschel go ahead and spun him out.
One of the cleanest in the series. I've never seen him lay as much of a fender on anyone, so I'm sure he was very, very upset with what transpired right there.
From the Rib Shack camera, the KPG onboard, he's able to skate away and miss all that as we go in the Professor Clutchwork restart zone again. We only have about 5 or 4 laps to go. We'll see if Dustin Dunn can finish her off, but he's got a couple guys behind him that are not afraid to lay the bumper to him as we go back green.
Down into turn number 1. Yeah, let's see if these guys can hold it together this time. Much, much cleaner restart there.
Yeah, driver fatigue's definitely played into it. Sometimes crush panel comes loose or something, you get a little bit of carbon monoxide in the cabin, and I think that's what might have happened to Rib Shack. He's starting to lose it a little bit and fall out of the seat. Right now, the battle is for the lead. Dustin Dunn has it for the moment. He absolutely smoked everybody last week. This week, a little bit closer. He's got to hold on for a few more laps here if he's going to get it done again.
No doubt about it. As you see Rib Shack getting oxygen down there in the infield, these guys are. Edward's down in the shit down there going into turn number 1 for no good reason.
Yeah, get me an ice cream sandwich and a sweet tea. Yeah.
White flag out for Dustin Dunn. He has had a pretty good night here. Damian Jake's going to try to make the move on him. He's going to go ahead and take the second place and head to the house. Dustin Dunn's going to take the dub. Down there with Dustin Dunn, the winner of the D&Q Professor Clutchworks Pro Cup Series feature here at the Iredell County Fair. Your teammate, just for the record, Cryer, held you up so much during this feature. So much for teammates, huh?
About that. We are going to have a talk about that tomorrow. We've talked about it before, and I swear every time I get around him, he races me like we're racing for the win. I'm like, dang, man, I'm trying to help you out, get him faster, but still not fast enough.
Yeah, so this is the march back to the points lead right after the last race. This is a great way to start it. I know that Eric Yost had a bad night again, so this pretty much puts you right back where you're at.
Cool, yeah. I had a blast out here. I love this Fairgrounds track. Came out here Saturday. Wasn't a DNQ race, but got a couple laps, and first time I ever saw it was Saturday. And this place is racy. I raced at a little 12th mile go-kart track down in Florida that reminds me a lot about this place, so it's a blast. And Damien wasn't, he was right there with me the whole time. I felt him on the back bumper with 2 to go, so they're definitely they're working on their stuff just as hard as I am, so they're coming to me.
Surprisingly clean feature, I would say. I mean, maybe towards the back we had a little bit of domestic violence, but overall very clean. You got to commend Damian Jenks and the other guys up front here with you.
Yeah, for sure. I really appreciate Damien racing me like that. He always does, and I make sure that if I'm sliding in there and he's on the outside, I check to make sure he's not there anymore before I give the old right rear slide. So we race each other the same way, and I like racing people with respect like that, so they just give it right back.
A surprisingly clean race here tonight. The Professor Clutch Works Pro Cup Series gives Dustin Dunn the win. And then Mike will probably mark the engine real quick after you get done. Down where Damian Jenks, our second place finisher in the Professor Clutch Works Pro Cup Series feature. Look, I got to respect the fact that you race them clean, and you will get that back at some point, I feel like, from Dustin.
Yeah, I mean, getting through lap traffic there, I know we were 4 wide at one point, but that just doesn't work here. I mean, we got a wood wall. The inside's not a place you want to be, really. Get stuck in the mud, so I just kind of used the level head and said, all right, let's just make it to the end. Hopefully you have something for him at the end.
So you don't have to tell us what you found, but obviously you've picked up on something recently that's helped you out quite a bit.
Yeah, I've just been doing my homework, talking with some guys that are fast. Some guys have been fast in the past, and just working on my setup, and things are just starting to click for us.
You put the work in. Sometimes hard work works, and that's what Damian Jenks is showing tonight with a second-place finish. Thanks, man. 1-2, bouncing. Well, I got a disappointed dad face from Joe Henning last race in the tech shed, but a little bit of smiles today. Yeah. Really good run. Lap traffic was terrible, right? Yeah. So what'd you see from your seat with the lap traffic and how the race played out?
Well, I kept thinking I could pick off more than I could going through lap traffic. No, I came out of it the same spot, which was kind of a disappointment. But overall, good day, good race. I mean, came up third from a 5th place qualifying spot, and it's pretty good.
What's it like about this racetrack? I mean, it's a special racetrack. The last time we're probably running at it, but what do you enjoy about this place and how it races?
I love throwing it sideways in the corners. So this is, I mean, it is a big momentum track. Anytime you got 6 horsepower, it is. But it just the way you got to throw it in and nail the entry here, and that just defines the whole corner. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember racing here when we had to use brake and all that. It's out of control. So we're going to make a track like this at Millbridge Speedway. Are you excited about that? Put a berm up there, maybe get some sliders going on there?
Oh, yeah. I'm worried. I don't want to be the first guy to go over the berm, but it's going to be a good time.
Joe Henning had a good time tonight with a 3rd place finish. Nowhere.us Series. SRI Pole Award goes to Jeremy Morris, who failed his tire sample. That'll put Robert Showalter on the pole with Gage Painter, and Jeremy Morris had to start in the back before this feature started.
Smart.
He had to start in the back because his tires were not cut enough, and we took a sample before qualifying, so it's going to be a long night for him for sure.
Rodney Osmer, Tristan Jones.
Is that AI Tristan Jones, or is that actually... That is actual Tristan Jones?
That's real, yes. That is real Tristan Jones.
He looks just
correct.
like I expected, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you expect. Jeremy Morris, who failed the tire sample, ran out the field. We put him in the back anyway because of his tread depth. Here it is, Nowhere.us 375. Smaller drivers, so they're pulling less Gs, as we talked about the other Pro Cup drivers, and a pretty competitive series here. A lot of good racing, and so far this season, only a few races to go, and Jeremy Murphy is the man to beat in this series so far. He is leading points. He has an onboard camera tonight and the KPG onboard camera.
got a good view of the leaders right now as we take the green flag. Getting a little bit darker, track's getting a little bit slicker. You see some glare in turns number 1 and 2. Right now is the hardest race of the night.
Crowd going wild as these guys race down into turn number 3. And the first battle I see is that battle for 4th, 5th, maybe 6th. And then an absolute cluster back here for about 18th. Tyler Deering having some trouble.
Yeah, the crowd went hog wild, just like all the hogs and bovine up there in the stables as we're watching the battle. Back here with Dustin Dunn, who has been pretty good in Pro Cup, just not in Busch, and he's just capping on extra weight. As you see those soakers coming through.
And pass 3-4 cars in a single turn, maybe you're not legal.
Yeah, the Dr.
Really
Fauci move of the race.
Yeah. Little juiced up there, huh?
Oh, man.
You never know what chemicals are inside those things, just like the Wuhan lab as we're watching these guys slide up the racetrack towards the LJ McCleary wall. But Showalter controlling this race right now as we're on board the Carroll Tractor and Trailer Repair camera.
Sold out crowd here at the Iredell County Fairgrounds.
Ooh, a little bit of contact there with the 44, packing it off in there. And just nonstop action. I think that's what draws people to the fair. There's just nonstop action, whether you want to people watch some karts. If you want to ride a ride that was put together by someone who couldn't count without their fingers in front of them, or watch people who couldn't count without their fingers in front of them race go-karts, the Iredell County Fair has it all.
Yeah, especially if you're into livestock too. So not only on the racetrack, but in the in the grandstands and in the stables.
Livestock's great, and the cows ain't bad either here at the Iredell
County. Man, Jeremy Morris just absolutely turned down, and he's half a second a lap faster than anybody else here. We're only running 13-second laps here, so it's kind of a no-brainer. Jeremy, don't bring that shit back, and you're going to have to pay us a fine, and that goes in our titty bar fund.
Actually goes into the racers, so the racers will go into the purse, pay $100 for the fine to pay for the sample, and then the rest of it goes to the racers, and they can race for it. So that's part of the DNQ fine system there for messing with tires. You pay the $100
Are you one of those
for us.
tech guys where, you find the first thing, throw them out so you can find the second thing next week?
We don't want to go any further and create more issues for everybody. So if we go and mess with that engine and we know that we can barely pull it over, like he could at the road course, could barely pull the engine over, and we could listen to it and knew it wasn't right. I think it turned $7,000 at the road course. And, we go ahead and go, hey, this is wrong. You can come back to the racetrack. You need to fix it. And we talked to him before the race, hey, if there's something wrong here, you need to fix it. And continued to run the tires and run the engine he's got. So you got what you got, as he is now worked his way all the way through the field, which he shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, right now, when the track wears out and, everything gets slick and tough and the glare's on the racetrack, you can really tell what cars are set up by computer and what cars are set up by racer. The guys out front, I saw Todd Barrier standing down there in turn number 1 and 2, and he was looking at that thing, and, the front end's up a little bit higher, got a little bit less camber in it, tire pressure's set a little bit lower, it's driving like a race car. Some of these guys here in the back, they could rip one lap off, set up by a computer. It don't know how the track is actually going to race. So it's really playing into the hands of the people that can race cars.
Hey, that's a great point there, as we see a lot of moving around here on this racetrack tonight, guys. I mean, I feel like these guys are really taking a non-conventional approach to some of these corners.
Absolutely. We need the racers back in racing. Less computers, less engineers, more racers. We can watch these guys dial themselves out by messing around because they think they know something that's not really better.
I've been there. I've done it multiple times in my D&Q career. But
that's why none of these guys are drivers professionally, and they all work in the garage or behind the scenes. They just don't have it.
T&Q for those who just don't have it.
Names are ruined here.
Yeah, I mean, yes, they are. And that's why the series is named what it's named. And you could just tell by the talent and the people in it. Gage Painter.
That's incredible. That's the American dream. And the only thing more American than that is taking every bit of money you make from this and sending it straight to Ukraine.
There it is. We got the hand up, and he's dangerously close. That arm goes a little bit higher, and he's doing something else. 5 to go caution. Low hand petting a dog, fine. High hand handling a cab, fine. But the other hand, he's pretty close there as we're in the restart zone.
He was just inviting us all to the post-race party as these guys.
Yeah, he'd fit in a lot with the fair guys here, Maybe shave his head later. Who knows?
Just a gaggle of carts back here, and we see Dunn, already probably a little fatigued from his win earlier where he put a whooping on him, as we see a hell of a 3-wide battle back here with these guys. Deering on the high side making it happen.
Oh, Andrew Hale sideways. He's going to collect Carson Dollarhide.
Major
Oh, we got one on the wall there off of one.
Yeah. Problems
on the racetrack. Ronnie Osmer sucked up against the wall there. The wall just sucks you in, and it's a tough break for Dollarhide.
The damaged cart policy, I think that'll be race over for him.
Let's go on board with Jeremy Murphy and see what happened here. Oh, stacking up a little bit, and not really sure there. I guess it's going to happen the next corner. Yep, just trying to make moves. Professor Clutchworks restart zone. We'll see what happens.
Couple more laps left. Everything on the line right now is Jeremy Morris is illegal. Right now, Bobby Showtime, he's got a really great reputation. He's a racer's racer. He's got those sandpaper thighs from those black rustlers, and he's getting it done right here, and he's going to try to take this thing home. Hell of a trophy here at the Iredell County Fairgrounds.
No doubt about it, as we've got one cart up and into the air, but the flaps deploy. He's going to set back down as the white flag's waving.
Dustin Dunn hung up on Tristan Jones, and cart's just going to bring out the caution. He is hung up. They took the white, so we're going to throw the green and the white on this.
Trying to make out with each other, it looked like.
Let's see what happened here in the replay. Just hops it over, and the whole gaggle of carts just dead stop there off of turn number 4. Well, here we go. The rules in D&Q and the way that Millbridge does it, we'll throw the green and the white as we're in the Professor Clutchworks restart zone. So 1 lap for Showalter to make the move on Morris. As there we go. Green and white is out. We'll see if Morris can hold off Showalter, even though the battle for the win is right there with Gage Painter. Can Showalter ship it in? He's going to try to turn under him, coming off of turn 4. Showalter is going to take the win anyway. Robert Showalter, P2 here by, I don't know, somewhere in here.
Yeah. Wasn't the closest finish, but we're pretty
It's
close.
actually really good. You did a really good job. I think you learned something on a couple of restarts before that to be able to stay on him on that last one.
Yeah, so I kind of had to jump the start, and then I would kind of just pedal it to make sure he was ahead when we got to start-finish line. But yeah, it stuck on the outside there, pretty decent that last that ref restart, and I didn't really know it was going to be a white checkered. I might have drove him a little bit different here in this last corner, but all in all, a good race. He showed up. We showed up pretty decent, but he just a little better than us. But yeah, fair's fun. It's different than Millbridge. Thanks for D&Q putting the series on. Ashley and Jeremy for prepping the track. I get to do a shout out, but last week when we did the intercourse, the track was, and I thought it was perfect. Like there wasn't a rut or a bump in it. But yeah, good night. I don't know, maybe I should hang the clone up and start racing Predator or something.
Yeah, Robert Showalter has the most wins in DNQ history for a reason, and he's got a good finish here tonight in the Busch Series. Third place for Gage Painter here in the Nowhere.us Busch Series. You said you had to work really hard to get to third. Got a little bit of work to do, you said.
Yeah, I think we started way too high air right there. Just got way too free, whether it was the dude setting on the track or us, and whatever happened. I mean, I just got way too free. They were really good. That's why we got a race shop. We'll go back and do some R&D and try to finish third again.
How fun is it to race in this series? Ultra competitive in the Busch Series. You got some of the best racing in it, but it's got to feel good to finish third and know you're a little off.
Yeah, I mean, this has always been one of my best tracks. I've always won here. It's the first time I ain't won here, but finished second to Showalter, and then Morris, who's done this his whole life, and Tristan Jones, who was up there racing. He's done this his whole life. I mean, it's pretty fun. Let's go. Some more.
Gage Painter with a solid third place finish here tonight. Well, what a great night we had for the Iredell County Fair. Last time we're going to do it, but it was a good time.
Yeah, super exciting like always. You know, hate that this was the last one. Everybody gets to hang their head high, you know, when, especially if you come home on the podium. If you got that last trophy here at the Iredell County Fairgrounds, you know, that's something that you're going to put on your mantle and hang on to. That's going to be a life treasure.
You know, the smell, the intensity, the roar of the crowd, and the illegal tires, it's all things we've come to love about the Iredell County Fairgrounds, and it's a sad day to see it go.
Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the short track, the next race.